Hello, good people. My name is Dr. Rose M, and I am a guidance and counseling consultant. Today, I thought about friends because they are part and parcel of our lives, and they influence our lives in more ways than we can ever imagine or think of. And this was prompted by a friend of mine who was complaining that he has a certain group of friends who only call him when they need him. No, not when they need him. I choose to correct. When they need his money. These are friends who only call him when they have a funeral, when a child has been sent away from school, when the mother is sick, or one way or the other, they are after his money. And it got me thinking that it is true we all need friends. We need friends in all stages of our lives. We need friends when we are babies, who most of the times are our mothers and immediate family members. We need friends when we are toddlers. We need friends when we are children, young children. We need friends when we are young, old, rich, poor, need friends. Religious, non-religious, they also need friends. Basically, everybody needs a friend in life. And I came across some writing where good old philosopher called Aristotle, it's a name that is quite familiar with very many of us, wrote about friends. And he said we have 3 types of friends. He categorized them in 3 groups. The first one are utility friends, like those friends of my friend. They only look for him when they need him, when there is need. And these friends, many times, or sometimes, they look for you when they need you, and also because you are used to giving them, you also feel when you need money or when you need their services or you need something that they have, you also reach out to them. And this creates a symbiotic relationship where you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And this kind of friendship thrives so long as the need is there. Need on my part, need on your part. And we find this kind of friendship in the WhatsApp groups where people come together to fundraise for a wedding, a funeral, a medical bill, school fees, all manner of fundraisings. We know that when we fundraise for you, next time you'll be fundraising for us. So that kind of partnership. Also business partnerships where there is a need on one side and this need is fulfilled by the other partner, and vice versa. However, these friendships do not last. They fade away when the utility need ceases to be there. For example, if it's classmates or people in one class, when you graduate out of school, those friends wither away. They fade away. The strong bond fades off. If, for example, it is a business partnership and the business closes, the friendship also kind of closes down. The other category of friends that Aristotle mentioned is friendships of pleasure or friends for pleasure. These are groups or a category of friends that come together for fun. They are fun-making groups. Either they have the same hobby, or they go to the same church, they belong to the same group. In one way or the other, there is something that pulls them together. And they could also be the wicked out groups, could also be the alcohol taking groups. They could also be bangi and other drug users groups. They feel happy when they are together, including others that are not so widely spoken about. These are the sex orgies groups where people go together in threes or fours or fives, and they are together in one place and they are having that pleasure, that pull factor. Pleasure is the pull factor. Happiness together, joy together is the pull factor. However, these types of friendship do not last also, and they fade away when the interest in a particular person, for example, fades away. If I am a drug user and I stop using drugs and I was using the drugs in a particular group, then it means that once I'm out of drug use, I no longer see the interest of going to join the group. So that friendship is severed, or the friendship ties get loose. And that is why it is advised, if one has a habit that you want to stop, other than the strong self-will that you may have as a person to stop that habit, the next thing you are advised to do is to totally cut off the link with the group or with the person with whom you practice that habit. If it's bank smoking, for example, cut off the link with the person or with the persons or with the group where you gather together for that activity. Drugs, the same. Alcohol, the same. Or manner of other groupings that you may want to stop partaking in or stop participating in. The other type of friendship that Aristotle talked about is friends for the good. And this is the most important friend to have in your life. This is a friendship that is based on mutual respect, values, shared ethics, shared values. And this friendship can start as young as when people are children or in teenage or young adult, and it goes all the way to adulthood and old age. These friends, they know that they understand each other's interests, and they pull each other up such that none is left behind. In this kind of friendship, you see people trying to guide one another into acquiring property, into acquiring homes, acquiring vehicles, or all kinds of things that make people grow in terms of the human needs. When one buys, the other one is influenced to buy by the other. So they grow together, and it is a kind of friendship that is based on mutual help. And this friendship has very in-depth connections, such that it is not easy to break. And this is the friendship that Aristotle wishes or hopes, and all of us hopes we would get. So if you have found a friend like this, who is able to be with you throughout, and you're also able to be with him throughout, you have shared interests, you have shared values, you have shared life expectations, then that is a friend to keep. That friendship is true, is for the common good, and it lasts forever, or for as long as the two friends are alive. So I would urge us today to evaluate our friends. Decide amongst your friends who is adding value to your life, and in what manner. They assess who is contributing to devaluation of your life, and declutter them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. You don't need them before your life takes a nosedive to the rock bottom because of influence of such friends. There are some friends that capitalize on our weak points, and they want to grow our not very good side of our character by suppressing what shines. For example, if somebody is a believer, for example, if you belong to the Christian faith and you go to church every other worship day, Somebody will know that you also like going for a holiday, or you also like going to the park, or you also like going for a weekend out, and they may want to influence you in a way that the weekend outing will look more attractive, look more appealing to you than going to church, meaning that they're trying to grow this aspect at the expense of the other aspect that you as a person would want to really blossom, or you would want to really grow in you. And this is why we say that friends can influence each other into either good character or bad character, depending on who is pulling who, and who has which value, or who has which strength in this relationship. So let us, especially the young people, know what kind of friends that we are keeping, because our friends will either make us or break us. Our friends will either add value to ourselves or devalue us in all aspects of our lives. Thank you very much for listening. Please share, and God bless you. Bye-bye.